I'm Gabby.
You are in what grade?
8th grade.
And you go to what school?
Lincoln Middle School.
And you are part of this year's confirmation class?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Porter Schultz. I go to Oriole Park, but I'm going to Shy Arts next year in Chicago.
Hi, I'm Sophia Galecki.
And you are in what grade?
7th,
At what school?
Emerson Middle School.
I'm Colin Fry. I go to Maine South High School, and I'm a freshman this year.
I'm Tatum. I'm in 9th grade, freshman, and I go to Maine South.
I'm Maya Anderson. I'm in 9th grade, and I go to Vernon Hills High School.
I'm Ben Lukens. I go to Northridge Preparatory School. It's a private school in Niles, and I'm in 8th grade.
I am Audrey Fry. I go to Lincoln Middle School in 7th grade.
My name is Nolan. I go to Culver Elementary, and I am in grade 8th.
I'm Claire Hammis.
Hi, Claire Hammis. What grade are you in? Where do you go to school?
I'm in 8th grade at Lincoln Middle School.
I love that.
I have 3 little brothers, Jacob, Sam, and Dylan. My mom and dad, Brian and Mindy Lukens.
My family is Elizabeth Schultz and Rome Schultz. I live with them, so.
Live with them.
Michelle and Mike Charlie, and Liam and Owen Charlie.
Perfect.
We all have the same last name.
My brother is Sawyer, my sister is Persephone, dad, mom, and all the grandparents and the rest.
Okay, you're in confirmation right now. As a part of the confirmation class, you are joining this church. You're joining this church community. What does that mean to you?
I feel like it's almost like you're part of somewhere where you can come and be yourself, and you can come every week and no one's gonna judge you and no one's gonna think, oh, she's here, you know, like, and know, like, you can do things for other people, and there's a sense of, like, if something happens to you, you will have a bunch of people who will come up and help you, and if something is happening to someone else, then you and a bunch of people can go and help someone else.
This community is like important to me. I was basically raised here because I was brought here ever since I think I was like 3. And like I've known the people here for a very long time. And everyone's so nice.
It means that like I'm part of the church like community, and like I'm no longer here like with my parents. Like I am a member of the church, and also my parents are members of the church.
Yeah, but it's like you're choosing it for you too, which is pretty exciting. And you've been coming to church for a little bit, your family just joined, but you, Audrey, are joining the church on confirmation. What does it mean to you that you are joining a church and saying, hey, this is my church, these are my people, this is what I believe?
It means like, to me it means that I'm like joining a community of a bunch of different people who can all like support each other, and we all believe the same things.
I think joining this church will like help me come closer to God, because I've been like coming a little bit every time, like a little bit more every month, and then I think it'll like help me like come closer with like more people and come together to like worship one person that we all love.
For me, it means like officially becoming part of the community, really accepting God into my life, and really becoming even more active in the church than we were before, and just trying to be completely active in the church.
I think it means like I can go closer to God, but I also feel like I'm like already part of the church. I feel like it's not just a label, but like it is somehow, because I've always felt like connected here.
Yeah.
It means like I can be more closer with them, like more of a family, because obviously I have my family here, and it's like when I come on Sundays, it's like I get to see everyone, and a lot of people at church know me because of my grandparents and all that, but I feel like me becoming a part of it, I can be more closer with them, just outside of just church.
Love it. We've talked about how to experience God and how to keep experiencing God, even when there's high highs and low lows. What are some of the things that you feel like you've learned or experienced in confirmation that would help you if you're like trying to experience God more, connect with God?
I feel like sometimes before camp, especially, like I used to think like, why did this happen? Like why? And like the why factor of a lot of things. But then like after camp, I was kind of like, okay, this happened for like God knows my plan better than anyone else, and including myself. So like I just have to trust what's happening, and I have to go with it, because we're all gonna have those like bumps in the road. But also at the end of the day, like what happens, and I can't. A lot of things just aren't, like, when you look at the things that you can control compared to the things you can't, like, there's so many more things that you can't control.
Yeah.
So it's, when you put it like that, it makes things a lot easier, I feel like.
And it's like easier in the sense of you're leaning into more of trusting God. It's not like terrible things happen and life is meaningless, you know? It's not like that, but it's like, yes, like life is not gonna be easy.
And like accepting what happened.
Yeah,
because you can't take that
like,
back. You can't change it. Like,
Yeah, which like that's what you can control is like your outlook, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, like having God to trust
Yeah.
as the center of that is huge.
When like everyone, when I was like, I'm gay, and everyone like actually cared and was like, okay, you can do what you want, live your life how you want, that made me feel happy. And that was like me experiencing God, because no one was like upset about it. Everyone was okay with it, and then I just kind of went on living my life.
Yeah, I feel like it was almost like no one even took a beat, right? They were just like, you know, they just saw you and knew you for you, like in that moment, right?
Exactly.
I feel like volunteering at those like community things with the Key Club, like the service club in my school, has been like good. Cause like Feed My Starving Children, I go to like a lot, and that's a Christian like nonprofit. And every time after like we pack like meals, like at the end of it, they always say a little prayer.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so wonderful.
Definitely going to Camp Timberley. That was a really big like revelation in my interest in the confirmation group and church, and it was really, really fun. I really like let me see God a lot more.
I think like I said this in like confirmation a few times, but to like follow God like anywhere you are, like to like make sure you're not just like at church like and you're like, oh, I guess I'm at church, so I guess I'll pray or something like that. And like maybe you're like at school or something like that, and you're like, I don't know, you have a test, and like, you know, you just make sure that like, you know, like God's got me. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're not just at church.
I would say like coming to Sunday night supper a lot has like helped me like see like how lucky I am, and like it's helped me like zoom out, you know, and realize like God is everywhere.
Yeah. So churches are supposed to spread God's love. You, Colin, are joining a church. You get to spread God's love. Where do you think you have a particular way that God would use you to spread love, or places? Like, where do you spend time, and what can you do? How can God use you to spread his love?
A lot, I believe, like at our high school.
Yeah.
I remember in middle school, everyone was so kind. It was really, I was actually talking about this last night with some parents who have kids in middle school going into high school, how in middle school, everyone's so helpful, everyone's so nice, everyone wants to know and help everybody. When you move into high school, not only because there's so many more people there, there's also a change in focus in people's brains because they're focused a lot more on themselves.
Yes, I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, it's like every man for himself.
And I can for sure share God's love when I sing in the band with like Maddie and Mindy and like everyone. And then I think I would also be able to like share God's love with like hanging out with the people who go to church, and like maybe helping to think of more ways that we can like get together more often.
Yeah. Like to make your church community like your day in, day out community.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So I felt like a big part of spreading God's love was like going on mission trips and like doing like volunteer things like that. I think that was a lot. And they also talked about, at least on my mission trip, like if you think that this is gonna make you like, God is gonna look at you better than other people when you do this, like you're wrong. That's not what's gonna happen. You're doing this to be a good person and be one of God's disciples and like do the right thing. And like it's not something you should be like bragging
look
about.
at me. Yeah.
Like you should be proud of what you're doing, but you shouldn't be like, oh yeah, I did this. Like what did you do? You know?
Right. Yeah, more like God's gonna like do something in you like through that experience, right?
Yeah.
God's gonna like humble you a lot.
I think I can definitely, I like to share God's love like with my friends and family, And like how you said earlier, like how I bring my friends to church sometimes, like I think that's how I can spread God's love.
Yeah, I think that's great. Jesus loves you, deal with it, has kind of become like our slogan a little bit, which pretty much just means Jesus loves you no matter what. Why does it matter to know and believe that Jesus loves you no matter what?
It means that like I have somebody who's always gonna be on my side, somebody that I know for a fact is never gonna leave me or hate me for a mistake that I make or be mad at me. He's always gonna love me for who I am and what I do.
Yeah, I love that.
It matters to me because like it shows that like whatever I do, if I make mistakes, if I do something that I'll probably really regret, he'll still love me, and like that it's okay if I mess up, and it's okay if I do things that are not right, or if I do things that are really good. Like no matter what I do, he'll always have like the same love for me.
Yeah.
I think it matters because like he can help you through all the hard times, and he really just like spreads kindness and is a great example for everybody.
Like that means that like whatever I do, like I can always like look back and say like, yeah, I screwed up there, but like I still have a chance, you know, and like I'm not gonna be like forgotten about.
Yeah, you're never gonna be cut. You can't be cut off from God's love. Like,
yeah,
God's love is always there for you. Yeah.
I think it kind of gives me like a support that knowing like someone always loves me and that can help me love myself more. Because if you ever feel lost, like I know that he'll be with me and he'll support and love me.
Yeah.
So I think that helps me like love myself more.
Yeah.
Which I find really important.
Oh, well, I mean, he, you know, like surrounds you. It's like that feeling when you feel warm. And
Yeah.
like that's how I can define him
Yeah.
as God.
Yeah.
It really shows you that you matter, God's always there for you, that church is like a good space to be, and that there's always love shown there. I think nowadays, and people didn't really focus on the aspect that Jesus wanted to spread love to everybody, no matter what sins they did or who they were or where they were from. And these churches came up and they had specific rules and sets of people that could come and who couldn't. And I think that the focus on the fact that Jesus loves everyone and Jesus loves you and no matter what is a really important thing for people to realize.
And it can like change your life, right?
Yeah.
Like believing that, I don't know, it just like sets you free, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It matters to me because like if I make a mistake, like some people might not be happy with me, and like they might be mad at me and they might want to like space, but like I feel like if I mess up, like I know that like God will always like have my back, stuff like that.
Yeah. I love that.
Wherever you go, make sure you have like you know that God is with you and know that you're with God.
And like we've talked about too, like life is gonna bring some bumps and bruises like with you on this journey. And so like to have this as something that you can look back on and be reminded by, have this like picture frame that you made to like come back to when things are rough.
Yeah.
Like, and that's symbolic of what we want the church to be too. Like we're the place that will hold you when it like isn't easy and when things aren't going well.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
Cool.
Thanks so much.
Of course.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.